Hey, wonderful people. We're back here again debating on. I'm finished the debate. So, what is the thing? No, I noticed I have the shades on. I go to my second job and the sun is right there. It's at low at the horizon. It's at low at the horizon where it just comes down enough to get above your rear view mirror and around your these guys, whatever these are. What are these? Sunshades or whatever. It's always in the corner, right? So I need glasses. So okay, so I was still debating this job that I'm calling the replacement job, and that should replace ideally both the daytime job I have and the nighttime job I have. So again, I wanted to debate this a little bit with myself to find some kind of solution, and I typed into Chat GPT, as I often do, because it usually gives pretty good feedback. Now, most of 99% of what it said I had already done, right? I had thought about what it would do for me, what it would do against me, how it would work. And if this falls through, if this doesn't work out right, then I could mess up a good thing. These two jobs are a good thing, and I could mess that up, right? Get a job that I think is going to be great. It doesn't work out. Maybe they want to get rid of me, or I want to get rid of them, and I wind up leaving one way or another, and then I have to look for two jobs again. Which great. I mean, the first job will take me back. The day job will take me back. The night job will probably be given to somebody else, and that's that. That position will be going to somebody else, and then I'll have to figure out something else. But so ChatGPT said 99% of the things that I had already done, but it said one thing that I hadn't done, and I should have known because I know this technique and I've done it before, and it definitely works before. I've seen it in movies. It's so popular. It is a list of pros and cons. Stupid simple. And so I made a list of pros and cons, and right away it started. What I needed to do started to become kind of crystal clear. You got to put stuff into words and on a list. Honestly, you got to weigh your options. Actually, so I put everything down, and it became evident really, really quickly what the correct path was, because it went like this. The cons, which could wreck a good thing, could wind up in a worse financial situation than I'm in now, but I would have to be able to repair it. You see, I could repair it if I would get my day job back, and my night job I would just have to find a way to repair it, and it could be done. It wouldn't be as sweet. I might have to go to 3 different places, and yeah, it wouldn't be as great as it is. It just wouldn't be. Wouldn't be as for as much money, and it wouldn't be centralized like it is, almost guaranteed. So, but I could still do something to make sure that my financial situation is getting better all the time, or at least treading water. That's in a worst case scenario. The pros are that if this all works out, everything I want gets better. It makes a whole better life, and perpetually. I mean, like, there's literally no end, because you can, once it gets better, you can improve upon that, and then you can improve upon that, and improve upon that, and improve upon that. So it's a better life, better benefits. I have almost no benefits now. I get health coverage through the Affordable Health Care Act, and it's decent. And yeah, so on the pros, everything is doing great, and I would get, if it all works out, I would get a better life. And if it was negative, yes, I could screw up a good thing, but I could still repair it to some degree and keep moving forward and trying to find a replacement job. I could still find a replacement job. I'm not clutching at straws here. I'm not just, it's not unreasonable that I would get this. I'm qualified for this job. I just haven't applied for it yet. And not that they have a specific job lined up and like on a silver platter. Well, although they might. I'll get to that in a minute. But I don't know where I was going with all that. Although they don't have right, they don't actually have a job there, but worst case scenario, I can repair everything and still continue to look because, and I will find something eventually. I'll just be in a little worse of a case and out of my mind with stress and stuff. But I've been there before. I can repair it. It's not the end of the world. However, if I succeed, the angels sing and my life gets better. Significantly better and easily better. It makes things better in all categories. Helps everything. So it's like, why are you not doing this? Right? I mean, if it was like you get everything you want or you die, I'd have to think a lot about that. I probably wouldn't do it, right? I don't want to die. That's not something I can accept. But I can accept being knocked down and having to build this up all over again. And I'd be disappointed. I'd be genuinely disappointed. But I could survive. I could still do this. I could still continue. And then I could get a replacement job. I could still continue to search and would get a replacement job again. I would be right back where I am. And who's to say, honestly, that if I ruined everything, that the day job wouldn't take me, that the day job would take me back and I wouldn't get a better, even better night job. Because the one I got now it is great, honestly. I don't know about fantastic. I'll put it in a great category. 5 stars, I give it 4. Okay? Because it's not centrally located. I have to drive. But otherwise, it's good. It's very good. So, who says I wouldn't get that? This job was not available when I was looking, before I started looking. This job, the job was like looking for me more than I was looking for it. Like as soon as I came on the scene, the job popped up and was like, you got to get this. Literally the day of, when I called the company and said, hello, I'm looking for a job. Somebody called them and said, hey, we got a job. Like the same day, literally, if not the next day. So who's to say that wouldn't happen again? A lot of people, right? People say, hey man, that's not how odds work. But so when I put it all into perspective, it's like, dude, why are you not trying this? Yes, you could be kicked down and it won't be pretty. It wouldn't be pretty. Worst case scenario. It would not be pretty. But that's usually a worst case scenario. I mean, that's why it's the worst case. Usually it's not pretty. But it's not death. It's not something you can't come back from. It's not something you can't control. You've done it already. You've controlled it already. I'm not looking down my nose at the situation. And see, that's the next thing. The next thing that I feel when I'm thinking about getting a replacement job is that I don't want to be the person, and I don't think it's wise to be the person who says, oh, I have all this and, well, I'm better than all this and I need to throw it away to get something worthy of me. If I'm doing that, that's not going to work out well, right? And I'm not doing that. This is all part of a plan that I formulated a month or two ago, sort of, right? I thought about it, and I was like, and then I got it, and then I thought about it again, and I said, oh yeah, that's what I need to do. So that's why I'm here now. That's why all this stuff is happening now. And I talk to my job coaches, and they're like, yeah, absolutely, you need to be doing this. They don't see why the hesitation. Right? Um, and I did bring it up to one job coach, and she was like, yeah, but you need to do it. When it's your life, you at least hover your foot over the brake, right? Even if it's not necessary, because you're cautious. You're the one who's gonna, get hurt. So you're the one who's, a little careful about things. So yeah, so now I'm like, I'm all in. I'm all in, with one caveat. Okay, now there is a job out there that is exactly looking on paper like my replacement job, but I can't get any information about it from anybody. No, none of my job coaches know about it. Nobody else has heard about the company. And when I was deciding this last night I brought it all together. It was great. Chat GPT helped. I brought it all together. I brought what I like to call, giving myself self therapy. How do you feel about this? What's the and you get it all into words, and then I got the pros and cons list, and then I got all into pros and cons, and then it really clarified. So like the puzzle, right? I had a jigsaw puzzle, it was all over the place, and I made a picture of what I had going on. But the pros and cons list took that picture and put it right there, right on the eye of the matter. I was like, oh, now I understand. Now I get it. Now I see it. And yes, I do want to do that. But there's a caveat. You can't just, I do have a good thing. I have a great thing going on. I have 2 jobs and I love it, and that's a great thing. And I'm not going to throw it away for an unknown job. I don't know what's behind that flowery paperwork that they put up on, it was a ZipRecruiter or something. I don't know what's in there. Everybody writes that, right? You could get the AI you just tell it, I have a job for this, that, and the other thing, and I want to see these things in it. Write me an ad for this job, and it'll be all flowery, and it'll look like the best thing since oxygen, right? But in reality, you'll go there and who knows what it is. And I've seen people get really messed up in this niche that they can get messed up here. They can get, not for the job that I'm going for, but it is possible that you could, and I haven't seen it, but it is possible. At my day job, I have seen this job suck, but it was way different. It's way different in every other company than it is in my day job. So it could suck. It could be, when you do the pros and cons, it could be a job I get into and I absolutely hate. But then again, too, even if I do hate it, I'm in it. Now I'm at this level. And when I put out my resume, I can put out my resume at this level because I'm a proven quantity at that level, or higher, more pay, more. See? And the pros and cons list, it really helped. And I know some of you guys were probably behind the screen yelling this stuff all along, right? I make these in advance because I'm not a neophyte to YouTube. I'm not new to this. I know. Okay, so when you make a YouTube channel and you're going to be putting out videos, especially daily videos, you have to make a backlog. And I would make Ideally, as much of a backlog as you feel comfortable with, it could be 30 days worth, and save it on your computer. And then you put another 30 days worth in YouTube, in private. You have to private them. Don't put them in anything else, or it won't be good for your channel. And then schedule them in YouTube to be released on the day, when you want them to be released, weekly or daily. Now you'll have 60 videos ready to go. You'll never be late for your schedule, and the algorithm will love you. I know, I've been there, I've done that, and I've done other things where I had a backlog of, I think it was 7 days. No, it's 5 days. And another channel. And the internet went out, and a lot of other ish happened. And that 5 days went to 0 pretty quick. So if you want to do that, and that's because if you put out a video every day, the algorithm will love you. But if you put out a video every day and then you miss a couple of days and then you return to it, algorithm doesn't love you so much. You have to think of the algorithm as your girlfriend, as your wife, as your husband, as your boyfriend, or whatever you want, right? And you have to talk to them every day. You have to talk to your audience every day. And a lot of people, they don't watch every day. They don't have to watch every day, but the algorithm watches every day. And if you don't talk to you, if you don't say, hey baby, how you doing today? I love you so much. The algorithm will be like, oh, what? You found somebody better? You didn't talk to me yesterday. Talk to the hand. Kind of. Yeah. The algorithm can be funny. I won't even go into all the intricacies of it. And I will eventually. I'll talk about it because YouTube is part of my thing. I'm trying to thrive here. At this point, I haven't even thought of the name of this channel, okay? Okay, so whatever it is, I think it's going to be Frank Thriving. I came up with that name and I put it into something. I left it there for a few weeks while I got around to making things happen. And I came back to it. I was like, that's a pretty good name. I'd watch that channel. I like that. Because Frank is me, but it's also authentic. And I'm very authentic. I'm throwing it out here on the internet. How much more authentic can it be? Like a video of me taking a shower. I'm not going that deep, right? Yeah, so, and also thriving. I want the channel to say where I'm, not only where I am, but where I intend to go. And I want that to rub off on other people. I don't want this to just to be about me talking. I'm going through this and I'm going through that and blah, blah, blah. And, screw you. No, I want all my listeners to be like, I'm going through that too, man. This is inspiration. Are they tailgating each other like that? No, they're not. That looked like he was like inches away. There's a highway up there. I shouldn't even be looking at it. Now my train of thought is somewhere else, on another track. But yeah, I don't want my audience to just watch. It would be great. And I had a channel. I still have a channel where I was helping people. It was not something I wanted to do, and I dropped it after YouTube dropped it. YouTube made it. I was getting a lot of views on that channel, and then for whatever reason, YouTube was like, nope. It cut my views by 10 times, at least. It was like, and it was just starting. So I was like, that's okay. I didn't want to talk about this anymore anyway. So it was a channel where I was talking about my narcissistic mom. Okay, I don't want to talk about that forever. I don't want to, one of my things on the channel was that you shouldn't think about it and go back to it all the time. If you're ever traumatized, yeah, you work through the trauma, but you also drop it when it's not there. You don't go back into the shark infested waters all the time because that's where you make your money. That's not good. So when YouTube said, "No, we're done with it," I was like, I'm done with it too. Yeah, YouTube can do that. It wasn't monetized, so whatever. I learned a lot from that channel. I helped people, and that's where I got 2 lessons. Two! Oh, I will never do that again. I don't know where that came from. 2 lessons. Two. I lessened that that YouTube can work. This is not fantasy, people. You can have a YouTube channel and it can work, and it ain't hard, and it can be life-changing money. Yes, it can. I've come so close. I have other channels. Okay. This can happen. This is a real deal thing. I swear it's the real deal thing. There are just regular people killing it. And yes, you do see the crazy Mr. Beast channel. You know, Mr. Beast spends on average about $2 million per video. He's just basically a TV show at this point, right? He has a whole team. He has a whole production, blah, blah, blah. So there are regular Joes and Janes and whatevers just slaying it on YouTube. Just slaying it. And I investigated for a while after I did the other channel. I don't easily give anything up once I get my teeth into something. I'm like a shark. I don't give it up easy. I will go back. I might give it up, but I'm circling it. I don't know if that's really good coffee, but it does the trick. And it also told me how to make videos. So I guess that's 3, because I'm coming around to the 3rd lesson that I found out. Audiences. The audience can change your life. Oh, by the way, hit the like button, man. I'm a seasoned YouTuber. And I have all these videos where I don't say hit the like button and subscribe. Subscribe. Let's make an audience. Because I think that is the most fulfilling part of having a YouTube channel. The audience. When they come in and they tell you you're doing fantastic stuff, as I had on my other channel, and they were like praising me up and down. I mean, some heavy praise. Not like I love you, I need you in my life, but like the knowledge you have is right on par with I think it was like 23 years of experience in this field, and you're just crushing it. Everything you said was spot on. Things like that, really deep. And people that this video changed my life. Thank you very much. Keep doing what you're doing. That changes your life or my life. That stuff is the good stuff. That is the good stuff. That's the stuff that you think about when you go to sleep at night and you feel good and you drift off into heaven. That's the stuff that if you were a mushy-gushy person, which I am not, I would cry. Has it ever gotten choked up? No, I don't think I've ever gotten choked up by comments, but you just get blown away by some of the compliments that they've been doing this since forever, and you're right there, you've done great content, and you're just crushing it. From somebody who has experience to say you're crushing it. I gotta see what time it is because I got my next job coming up and I do not want to be late. I want to be on spot with this company because, whoa, it might be a company that I can work with in the future and have a replacement job with. So, yeah, that's it. I covered a lot today. We will cover more tomorrow. There is going to be a real cold spell for this area. This is Wilmington, North Carolina. They're not used to being very cold here. If they see one snowflake, boom, it's shut down. Schools closed, businesses closed, government's closed. It's all closed, baby. They saw one snowflake, it's over. Everybody in this area knows. Everybody below the Mason-Dixon line knows. They close for everything. I come from New York originally. They don't close. You know, the weather closes. The weather will force them to close. Then it's closed. They don't close in preparation for anything. If they can't get to work, there's no work today. So yeah, there's a lot going on. Yeah, and the cold makes it more difficult. My car is purring like a kitten because I have done the battery, the transmission fluid, the oil, and even the tires. I've topped them up. Well, 2 of them. I have to do the other 2, but I'm too busy YouTubing it instead of tire tubing it. Right. I have no time, and I'm definitely not filling up tires, at 10 o'clock at night. Yeah, I probably should have did that this morning. I had time this morning, but I went in a little early just to talk to people. I don't get a whole lot of time to talk with my coworkers, so when I do have time to talk with my coworkers and my job coach, by the way, yeah, and just touching base with your job coach is good. My job coach likes to go over all the successes that you're having. Is everything good? And we talk about everything good. We brag. I think that should be the next video about bragging. Well, maybe just don't. How many minutes? I've been on here long enough. I think we'll talk about that next time, maybe. Well, yeah, whatever sparks my desire next time. But definitely bragging should be a part of it. I think we should brag about good things that are happening in our lives because that tells you how to do those good things. Right, if you were sitting beside a millionaire and he was bragging about how he made his millions, you could hate him, or you could learn from him, and then you could be the millionaire. Oh, yeah, right. Okay, so, and that's what I do with my job coach. We brag about all the good things and what we like and what we don't like. Well, we don't do what we don't like. We only do what we like and what's working. And as biased and rose-colored glasses, Pollyanna, you think that might be, that works. I'm living it. I'm showing you it works. Okay, people, let's go get it. I got my next job coming up. Let's turn down the volume on the radio. You know how you turn off the car and the radio's blasting? And then you turn it on again, and it's like, who broke into my car and turned my radio up to full volume? Okay, so I got a few minutes. Yeah, it's just complicated now, and just have to remember to keep the cabinets open on my pipes tonight so they don't freeze. That would be awful. And maybe drip the water a little bit. North Carolina is not used to it. I don't even think the insulation is up to it down here. My car is purring like a kitten, so I don't have any problem with that. I'm glad I got into it, my car, before this whole second job thing. You're going to go for a second job, get that car. And you have to drive, get that car, your transportation, maybe your clothing, maybe your hair, your whatever you need to be doing down, and then hit it. You'll get it. You'll do it. It's not as difficult as you think it is. It won't be what you think it is, but it could be better, and it should be better. And don't worry so much, because the things you are worrying about aren't the things that you're gonna really trip over. It's yeah. I gave the blueprint on how I did this and how it worked out well, and that's principally because I set it up this way, and I was audacious enough, crazy, cocky enough to say, yeah, I'm going to do that, and I'm going to do that, and I'm going to do that, and I'm going to do that. And my job coach said the same thing: do all that stuff. And I was like, okay, I'll do all that stuff, do that, and I'm going to do that in the next chapter too, and in the chapter after that. So let's go get it, people. Let's do this. We can do this. And there are other people doing this with less smarts, less on the ball, more problems, and they're crushing it more than we are. So let's get it. Boom.